So in the NFL, I am watching as a fan. I am many things. You know, I'm a lover of the game because I love the sport of football. I am a fan of the Green Bay Packers. You know, mostly. I'm a big fan of the Packers, of course. Fan of the Colts, and I'm a fan of good players, which leads back into the a fan of the game. But along with those, I am a generational hater. I I hate many things. Not many things. Many people. Many people. Especially in this league of the NFL. And two of those things that I hate crumbled in front of me today. Not today. One was yesterday. One was today. One thing that also happened is that I recorded that video that I just posted 2 days yesterday. I recorded that before the games on Saturday, and then I scheduled it to go out before the games because I wanted to get it out before I was leaving, and then I wanted to not be uploaded with the bits at the beginning and the end in there. I think. Well, I don't know. Either way, I messed it up, and it came out on Sunday, which I didn't mean for it to. So I'm sorry if you watched that video and were a little confused by it. So that's my bad. I'm gonna drink it like it's one of those ads. That hurt more than it should have. But oh my god, I got to watch the Minnesota Vikings do exactly what we thought they were gonna do. Everybody knew it. We all knew they weren't those guys. And what's fantastic is that they won, I think, 11 straight one-score games. They won 11 straight, and they got to the playoffs and they lost in a one-score game after Kirk Cousins threw a check down on 4th and 8, season on the line, threw a check down. And that, I think, introduces the question of what do you do with Kirk, right? Because he's making $40 million to be, all right, having never done anything really of significance for your franchise, you know? I don't know what you do because they have cap problems and their defense is shit. Like, are you going to ride Kirk's weak arm for another year? Is that what you're going to do? Because what's going to happen next year is they gotta lose some guys. And that defense is going to get worse than it is now. Adam Thielen's old. Did you know he's making $20 million? Did you know that? I didn't. Now I do. And they're going to be a losing team next year. They're going to have a losing record next year. And it's going to be great because the Bears are going to get better. The Lions are going to get better. And some of their third thing. But, oh man, it was fun. It was great to watch. Giants picked them apart. It's fantastic. That defense blew so many coverages. If only Dalvin got a touchdown in that game, a rushing touchdown, I would have won $120. But to me, the Vikings were just the appetizer to the main course of what has happened. Right now, it is 11:45 p.m. January 16th, 2023. I'm less than an hour, less than half an hour even, away from watching Tom Brady maybe play his last game. Or actually, I'm gonna see. There's a chance that he went to that press conference and said, "This is fucking it. I can't do this shit no more." There's a chance. Let's see. We them boys. I also don't like the Cowboys very much, but not like it isn't the Cowboys' fault. The Cowboys honestly have done, like, they're fine, you know? A big old, let's be honest, they're okay. You know, it's just kind of that, oh, Jesus. Sorry, I read some Russell Gage stuff. But, the Cowboys themselves are fine. It's kind of the fans that are annoying and turning everybody off to the team. But Cowboys are all right. So, like, I want them to lose in the next round of the Niners, but, we win. But Tom Brady playing like shit. He sucked. Do not watch that game. Come home. Or do not watch that game. Turn it off and go, team couldn't get it done. If, like, and then do not sit there and think, well, you know what he's supposed to do? He's 45. He's supposed to retire. As a quarterback, you get judged as a quarterback. You don't get to go, well, he's old. Like, you know how much you made fun of Ben Roethlisberger when he was old and played like shit? Because you get judged as a player. You don't get the fucking. I mean, as a quarterback, at least, as like another player, like it's a little gray. But as a quarterback, you get judged as a quarterback. You don't get shit. You were a quarterback. You should be playing well, and he didn't. He was underthrowing balls all night. There was miscommunications with his receivers, and like the team played fine. Like it's not like the team did everything they could, and Brady held them back, but like the team did normal. I think at least team played normal. Brady played like shit, and that team sucked ass. And I remember I was on the way home. We were listening to it because I left in the middle of the fourth quarter, and Joe Buck was like, Brady hasn't had much help this season. The run game has been, very bad all season. Do you know how many guys deal with that? This season, do not get it twisted, was Tom Brady's fault. His defense played fantastic all year. Obviously, this game, they played poor. They were really bad this game. Like, they gave up 5 touchdowns. That's not good. So, I'm not going to lie and say they didn't. But then, the last week, the Falcons beat the shit out of them, but who the hell cares, But they held the Panthers to 24, the Cardinals to 16, then the Bengals beat their ass, and the Niners, maybe they beat their ass. Actually, this is maybe a little... No, and then here's a situation where a team didn't surpass... A team that was not the Chiefs. No one broke 30 until the 49ers. The only team that probably shouldn't have scored 30 on them that did was the Falcons. And that doesn't matter because it's the Falcons on the last week of the season where the game didn't matter. Your defense did about as well as you could have. And you couldn't do shit. You had a bad year. You kept throwing the ball when you shouldn't have. Underthrew receivers. Made bad reads. Didn't do it. Couldn't do it. He played bad. Do not give him a pass. He played bad. Did you see the play today where Tom Brady tried to slide tackle a guy on the fumble recovery? Did you see that play? Because I did. Were you there when they were concerned about Cameron Brate's neck? I think it was Cameron Brate. It might have been somebody different. When they were concerned about the well-being of Cameron Brate, and Tom Brady was warming up on the side of the field. Did you watch that? Because I did. I saw it. I saw Tom Brady being a piece of shit. You probably didn't, because the NFL didn't show it, because that's the golden boy. Because that's their GOAT. That's their guy, and they're never going to show you that. They would never let anyone see that. Because they can't have anybody thinking that he's an asshole, which he definitely is. And maybe I'll have the long-term Brady discussion another day. Because I'm pushing it off because I don't want to have it right now. I just want it to be known that, honestly, I want him to come back. Come on, Brady. Next year it'll be better. I promise. I promise it'll be better next year. Team's better. You'll be all right. Again, I am a generational hater. I do hate is a strong word, and I hate Tom Brady. No, I'm not going to say that. But I want him to go out in the worst way possible. I want him to get Dan Marino'd. I want him to make it to a playoff game and lose 62-7. That's what I want. I want it to get as bad as possible. I want him to retire mid-season. I want him to call it quits mid-season. And then, but what I want him to think about this year, the reason that I want him to sit at home, and I want him to think about the fact that he ruined his life. He ruined his life to play this year. He retired. And then he came, and then I'm sure him and his wife talked a whole lot. And she said, if you go back, then I'm going to leave. And he said, okay, when he went back for this year. And again, as a generational hater, that makes me happy. You know? Like, what's the Eddie Brock line? Like, I like hurting people. It makes me happy. But only when it's Tom Brady. And then some other people, like Ben Roethlisberger. That was fun. Couple guys, Dominican Sue, Anthony Barr, a couple other guys. But it was a fun day. It was a fun weekend. That's just my hating bits. I'm making another video tomorrow. Talk about the rest of it, because the rest of it's also really fun. It was a great weekend on like all accounts. So thank you for watching me talking about how much I hate people. I don't even have to do this bit because I'm just gonna stop it. I'm sitting at my computer. Bye.